Why has China, after years of relentless pursuit, suddenly turned away from the West Philippine Sea? Is this a strategic retreat or a sign of something deeper? The world held its breath. Diplomatic channels buzzed with activity, and international summits became arenas of intense negotiation. Would this powder keg ignite? The stakes were astronomical. A single misstep could lead to a conflict with far-reaching consequences. The West Philippine Sea, as it is also known, is a vital shipping route. This maritime corridor is crucial for global trade, connecting economies and facilitating the movement of goods. Trillions of dollars in trade pass through these waters every year. The economic implications of any disruption here are immense. Beneath the waves lie vast reserves of oil and natural gas. These resources are coveted by many, adding another layer of complexity to the territorial disputes. Control of this sea means control of incredible wealth and power. But something has changed. The dynamics of power in this region are shifting. The dragon, it seems, has blinked. In a surprising turn of events, China has begun to pull back. After years of relentless pressure, China has quietly reduced its presence in the West Philippine Sea. Warships have sailed away. Outposts stand quieter. The once bustling military installations now seem almost deserted. The question on everyone's mind is, why? What has prompted this sudden change? Is it a strategic retreat, a temporary lull, or a sign of a new approach? The world watches closely, waiting for the next move in this high-stakes game of geopolitical chess. The about-face in Beijing has taken many by surprise. The sudden shift in policy has left diplomats and analysts scrambling to understand the underlying reasons. After all, China had spent years building artificial islands, installing military bases, and fortifying its presence in the West Philippine Sea. The Chinese Coast Guard was frequently seen patrolling these waters, often engaging in confrontations with fishing vessels from neighboring countries. With grand military parades and rigorous naval drills, it seemed China was unstoppable in its pursuit of regional dominance. Now the world watches in disbelief as China appears to be retreating. Many theories abound, each more intriguing than the last. Some whisper of economic woes forcing China to tighten its belt. The downturn in the stock market and the sight of empty factories suggest a deeper economic malaise. Others speak of a strategic pivot, a shift in focus to other parts of the world. China's investments in Africa and the Belt and Road Initiative indicate a broader, more global strategy. There is a sense that the old order is crumbling and a new one is struggling to be born. Political protests and rapid urban development paint a picture of a nation in transition. The truth, as always, is complex and multifaceted. Geopolitical experts debate the implications while global events continue to unfold. To understand China's sudden change of heart, we must delve into the confluence of factors that have forced the dragon to reconsider its stance. Historical policies, economic pressures, and shifting political landscapes all play a role in this intricate narrative. China's ambitions in the West Philippine Sea have come at a steep price. Building artificial islands and maintaining a constant military presence is a costly endeavor. The Chinese economy, while formidable, is not limitless. Furthermore, China's aggressive actions have yielded few tangible benefits. The international community has largely rejected China's claims in the region. Sanctions and trade disputes have begun to bite. China's dream of controlling the West Philippine Sea has become a financial and diplomatic quagmire. The economic realities have forced Beijing to reconsider its strategy. Maintaining the charade of dominance is simply no longer sustainable. China's actions in the West Philippine Sea have not gone unnoticed. The international community has grown increasingly vocal in its condemnation of China's behavior. Countries like the United States, Japan, and Australia have conducted naval exercises in the region, a clear signal of their displeasure. International courts have ruled against China's claims. The pressure on Beijing has been relentless. Faced with a growing chorus of disapproval, China has been forced to recalculate. Alienating the international community further serves no strategic purpose. The Philippines, long seen as a vulnerable player in the region, has emerged as a surprising obstacle to China's ambitions. Under its current leadership, the Philippines has strengthened its military, forging closer ties with the United States. American warships now make regular port calls in the Philippines. The US has reaffirmed its commitment to defending its ally. This renewed partnership has given China pause. The Philippines, once seen as easy pickings, has transformed itself into a formidable opponent, its resolve bolstered by the American eagle. China's assertive foreign policy has not been without its critics at home. While nationalism runs high, many ordinary Chinese question the wisdom of antagonizing neighboring countries. Economic hardship, coupled with a sense that China is becoming increasingly isolated, has fueled internal dissent. The Chinese Communist Party, always sensitive to public opinion, cannot ignore this growing discontent. The internal pressures have forced Beijing to adopt a more conciliatory tone in its foreign policy. China's leaders are acutely aware that their grip on power depends on maintaining a delicate balance between nationalism and pragmatism. Some analysts believe that China's retreat from the West Philippine Sea is merely a feint, a tactical withdrawal designed to lull its rivals into a false sense of security. This maneuver, they suggest, is part of a broader strategy to mislead and outmaneuver other nations, creating a temporary illusion of de-escalation. They argue that China is simply shifting its focus to other strategic priorities, such as the East China Sea or the Indian Ocean. By reallocating its resources and military presence, China aims to strengthen its influence in these critical regions, ensuring it maintains a strategic advantage over its competitors. China's Belt and Road Initiative, a massive infrastructure project spanning Asia, Africa and Europe, is seen by some as evidence of China's expanding global ambitions. This initiative not only enhances China's economic reach, but also solidifies its geopolitical influence by creating dependencies through infrastructure investments. The West Philippine Sea, they argue, is just one piece in a much larger geopolitical chess game. In this complex and ever-evolving landscape, every move is calculated and every action is part of a grander scheme to achieve long-term objectives. Whether this strategic recalibration will yield greater success for China remains to be seen. The international community watches closely, analyzing each development as the shifting sands of strategy continue to shape the future of global power dynamics. Another, more unsettling possibility is that China's retreat is a calculated ploy. By feigning weakness, China could be trying to lull its rivals into a false sense of security, only to reassert itself with even greater force in the future. This strategy, known as hiding your strength, biding your time, has a long history in Chinese military thought. It is a game of patience, of waiting for the right moment to strike. The world watches and waits, wondering if the dragon is truly retreating or merely gathering its strength for a more devastating assault. The West Philippine Sea is currently experiencing an uneasy calm. Chinese warships are less visible and tensions have eased somewhat, but the underlying issues remain unresolved. The territorial disputes, the economic interests, the strategic rivalries, all are still simmering beneath the surface. The question is not if, but when these tensions will erupt again. The world holds its breath, bracing for the storm that may lie ahead. The future of the West Philippine Sea remains shrouded in uncertainty. Will China resume its assertive posture? Will the Philippines and its allies be able to deter further aggression? Will the region descend into conflict, or will a peaceful resolution be found? The answers to these questions will have profound implications for the region and the world. The stakes are high, and the outcome is far from certain.